Hey everybody, Quintis here. Welcome to this episode on DaddyTube. So I'm just getting word from my director behind the scenes. We just want to, like this is the month of fathers, June. We're just focusing a bit on the topic of fatherhood. But today I just want to deviate from the topic a little bit. I just want to bring in my wife and I'm going to introduce her just now. Just relax, just wait. And she's really eager to be on camera. You'll see now, she's like a camera bunny. I wish I had a camera now to put it on her. But I think today we're just going to speak a bit on the topic of parenthood. And we're really just ordinary people. We love TV, we love movies, we love being in bed, we love going to friends, and we're just ordinary people. But how being a parent and being new parents, what does it mean in our lives, and what changes have we experienced, and how do we cope with those changes? So we're just going to talk a little bit today on that, so stay tuned. So like I told you before, today my wife will be joining us.
Hi.
My only one. Name is Amie.
I hope so.
Only one. I've got wisdom, only one. We've been together for 4.5 years. We've been almost 5 years. We've been married for almost 4 years. Wow, time flies. We just recently had our first child, our baby Xavier. You've seen him before. The crazy thing that you need to understand is that myself and Amie is completely different people. We think completely different, we do everything different, but together we form this relationship or this partnership. And I think we're probably not the most successful or the best marriage ever or something like that, but we definitely have means that we can talk to each other and we can sort stuff out, whether it's hard or not, whether it's difficult. I think we're just going to share a bit of our hearts today with you guys, and so here we are, 3 years down the line. We have a child, beautiful child. Thank you. How are you experiencing everything?
Well, I have to say, when we started dating and stuff, we're so different. But I think while you're dating, it's so that honeymoon stage kind of, that you don't see the flaws, you don't see the problems.
There's not a lot of flaws.
You don't see those little things that actually irritate you once you get married. So when we
Don't irritate
but once you get married, it's really something you have to deal with when you get married, because of you're living with this person, and so he comes from a whole different background to where I come from, and so I was brought up this way and he was brought up that way. Now putting those two people together is really hectic, and so now when we were dating and stuff, a lot of people were getting married and they were already going on their first year of marriage and stuff, and they made me so scared of actually getting married because it was so different, looked so difficult and hard and scary, that I was like, you know what, let's just not get married, because I like where we are now. When we got married, the first year was tough, and we had to get used to each other. Snap, what am I doing? I know you leave my... Okay, but anyway, so there's things that he doesn't like of me that I need to work on daily, and but it's a relationship, so even though I messed up today about something he doesn't like, tomorrow I have another chance to try and work it out, and he has that forgiveness and that understanding that it's not easy, and he has things that I don't like leaving the socks everywhere, and that's...
I'm just showing you I've been here. I'm leaving my trail of love.
Okay. Stuff like that where I keep reminding him and I keep telling him, hey, put your socks there, and he tells me, hey, Amy, don't do it this way, do it that way. And it's things like that we work on as a couple, as a partnership. The pastor that married us at that time, he said something, and it's stuck through me till today, is in a
me.
Stuck with me. So stop it. It stuck with me till today, where he said it stuck with me till today, where a relationship isn't a 50-50 thing. And in my mind, before we got married, it was you bring your half and I bring my half. But what he said it was it's a 100-100 thing. I bring 100 and he brings 100, and in that we make this perfect marriage. Whether it has so many flaws, but to us it's perfect and it's the way we want it to be. Because remember, you're stepping into something that you don't know when you get married. It's something so new to you that you have to go through it. And once you've gone through it, after the first year and the third year, and we still have many years to go, and every day I still get to know him, and I still find new things that I didn't know a year back about him. And so a marriage is such, it's more like an adventure than a dead end, like a lot of people say, or your life ends. It's more of an adventure because you keep getting to know the person every day more and more.
Something I just want to touch on quickly is that I think it's something that doesn't get spoken about a lot, and it's even not that easy for me to speak about. But now we have a child, we've been married for 3 years, but recently we had a little bit of a what do you call it? A little problem in our finances. It wasn't really a little problem. It was some bad decisions that was made by myself and by us, and we found ourselves in a place where I don't think it's healthy for marriage or for couples to stand. And when we were at the point we were, I had to stand up and I had to confront, first of all, our problem and see what went wrong. But the most difficult thing at that stage was for me to talk to her about it, because as the husband, my role is to provide for our family. My role is to make sure we go forward, and I take that very seriously, and I love seeing my family going forward. And when some stuff went wrong and we had to talk about these things, it wasn't easy. But we definitely got upset with each other, and we weren't too happy with each other, but we didn't ridicule each other, we didn't say each other bad, we didn't say how bad we are. We talked about what was wrong. We addressed our problems. We thank God he helped us to come up with a plan how to get out of where we were, but here's the thing, we needed to talk about it. And I think I said a lot of stuff now, but it comes to the point that we needed to talk about it. And I think what you said earlier about the 100-100 thing, that is one of the, not first times, but that was one of the points in our relationship when this really made sense to me, because I don't always want to burden her with worries about finances and are we going to have enough and are we going forward and blah 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 blah. I don't want to burden her with that, because that's, my heart feels that's not for her to carry, that I should carry that. But because I want to do it alone, I actually hurt our family to some degree. And when we spoke about it, when we got open with each other about it, and when I said, listen, this is why I did it, this is why I tried it, and she said why then there was such a freedom in our relationship. And I can say within a span of 2-3 months, how everything already just changed. I can literally see the change in our finances just because of us being open with each other, just because we can speak about it. And even though we're still not we probably like to be, or and stuff like that, we can speak about it now, and we can say, okay, listen, this month we can address this problem, this month we can do this, but we need to do it together. We in this together. It's not me versus her versus the child, or vice versa, or whatever. It's all of us coming together, making this family the best for us, And I think it's a real privilege as a husband, as a dad, as a father, as a man, to be in a relationship where you can actually speak to your spouse. And I think maybe that's the main focus of today. Maybe that's the big thing we need to speak about today, is that you need to get to a place where you can be open to your spouse about certain stuff. You need to understand this was not easy. I cried, she cried, there was tears, it was emotional, it wasn't nice. You don't want to feel like a failure. You want to see your family going forward. But I had to suck my tears. I had to swallow my pride and I had to speak to my wife. And I'm glad I did. Looking back now, that week or whatever it was ridiculously hard on us. Because you don't want to see when stuff goes wrong, you don't want to face it, but we faced it together, and it's definitely going better. And we, of course, we thank Jesus, we thank God for helping us in this, because He really is guiding us and He's showing us. But more than that, this might sound funny, but we're just actually using our brains now for a change. So we're on our way somewhere, but we're on our way together. And there's times that you want to surprise them and the finances, and you want to bless them, and that's different. That's not what we're speaking about today. We're speaking about solely that you and your wife, or your wife and husband, are the way that you two start communicating with each other. Believe me, I'm going to say it once more, it's not easy, especially in the area of finances. Everything else it's easy to speak about, but when you speak about finances, and we both work full-time, so we both have our own salaries and stuff, but when it comes to our house, when it comes to our family, it's our money, so what happens to the one affects the other one. So I really want to encourage you guys. Maybe you can't speak to a spouse right now about finances, maybe that's really big, but maybe you can just speak to them about who's making food tonight. I don't know. I think we all need to start somewhere, and I think we all need to step out in the water and say, listen, I can make my marriage work. True enough, there's people that get married and it's the wrong people, and you are miserable and stuff like that. But there's marriages that can be saved. There's families that can be saved. And I think that's our hearts, that we're not stepping out here and saying, oh, we've got it all figured out. Some days we've got nothing figured out, but we've got each other. And just knowing that I've got her, whether she agrees with me or not, that's not the point. She's not there to say yes and amen to everything I do and say. She's there to support me, she's there to help me, she's there to build me up and say, I don't think we should go this way, I think we should. And then we can talk about it. I can say what I think, she can say what she thinks, but we do this together. So there's marriages out there, there's families out there that can be saved. You guys, there is hope for you. There really is hope for you. But you need to maybe just swallow some pride and say, listen baby, tonight I'll make hot chocolate. Okay, I'll make hot chocolate. I don't want, but I'll make for you.
Thank you,
And I think that's where we are. I think that's our hearts, is if we can take our lives and we can help other people, we can take our lives and encourage other people, we'll do that. The easiest thing at the moment in any area is just give up, because there's so many opportunities for anything else. My marriage doesn't work, tomorrow I try a new one. My family doesn't work, tomorrow I get a new one. And you might think this is serious. I'm telling you, this is happening. And if this is you, this is not to condemn you, but I'm encouraging you and say, whether you're watching this as a husband, as a father, as a mother, as a wife, whatever role you're watching this from, we want to say, if we can do it, you can do it. Honestly, why must I try and do stuff my own way when I've been given somebody to help me, to assist me, to help me take our life forward, and it's a privilege, and I want to say thank you. I really love you.
I love you too. Marriage has got everything to do with your kids. I was brought up in a home where there was no marriage at all, and there was just different father figures and stuff and whatever. And as a child, that broke me, and because there was no relationship with the parents that I had. And so what would happen is I would go to the one parent, and then that parent would say something, and then I'd go to another parent, and then that parent would say something totally different. And so as a child growing up, it's very difficult to understand what's going on between your parents, because they're not speaking the same thing, they're not doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And so my father would say yes, and then my mother would say no, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, but and so now as my son is still very small and he doesn't understand that, me as a wife, as a mother, needs to understand him. Okay, so if he says, Xavier, tonight you're doing your homework and you're going to bed, you're not going out tonight with any friends, then the same thing that should be coming out of my mouth is exactly
I hope you're listening. What to this, Xavier?
so the exact same thing should be coming out of my mouth, because if we're fighting against each other, first of all, kids are extremely clever.
Yeah.
I can just see it with him, and he's 2 months old. He
Yeah.
is so clever. Imagine the older he gets, how clever he gets. So he'll play us. So if we're not standing together, then we're bound to fail. And in that, if he says yes and I say no, and I say no and he says yes, eventually that's gonna affect our marriage, because I'll get upset. Why is he not standing with me? Can he not see my point? And if it's a whole yeah. So as a mother, as a parent, our marriage is very important. So as my child grows up, he'll see his parents, and he'll see that their relationship is so strong that nothing can break it, nothing can come between it. And so in that, he'll feel secure, and he'll feel comfortable and confident that he knows if he comes to me and mommy says no, he goes to daddy, and daddy's going to say no as well, because he knows who we are. So he's not even going to try go back to daddy, because he knows mommy already said no, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So our marriage now, as young as it is, as we grow, we need to become like-minded.
Can I interrupt you?
Yeah.
It actually says that when you're married, you become one. That's literally what it is. It's it might be sexually one, but it's way more than that.
Yeah.
It's one in mind, one in thought. It's becoming one.
Yeah. Just for your child to feel more confident in himself and feel more secure, I think our relationship, no matter how many flaws there are, needs to be perfect in a way that he knows he can run to us and know that we're a firm foundation for him, and so he feels safe there. And so even if you're thinking, no, marriage got nothing to do with children, I realized the last 2 months it's got everything to do with your children. Your marriage is this thing that he looks up to. So one day when he's older and he needs to get married or whatever, make decisions, he can look back and say, what did my mom and dad do? How did they handle something? How did they handle this situation? Because we're his role model.
We're his examples.
Exactly. So he needs to be, I want to be that person he comes and say, Ma, what did you and dad do in this situation? And I'll be able to tell him this
Honestly,
is what this is what happened. It wasn't easy, it was difficult, but this is what we did. And he can go back and say, okay, I can do this. If my parents got through it, I can get through it. That kind of thing.
Yeah. So take today, comment below, and tell us, listen, man, this video has meant everything to me, or listen, this video is crap, whatever. Comment below and tell us. No, don't say that. I'm gonna delete it. Spam. Don't spam me. I'll delete it.
Nice things.
Yeah. Well, autocorrect you. But comment below and tell me how important is family for you. How important is your marriage, and if it's not too personal, and if you would like to tell us what just one thing you can do to improve your marriage. If you are fine with that, it would be really awesome. Comment below, tell us one thing that you can do in your marriage to improve, if it's fine with your spouse. If it's too personal, just subscribe. Yeah. So thank you for tuning in today from the Jacobs family. Xavier is sleeping today, that's why you're not seeing him. But this is really our hearts. This is important to us. That I know there's actually people watching this that's not married, that's maybe just living together, that's got children together, and this is even for you.
Yeah.
And this is not to say this or that. This is for people that's parents, that's raising kids in whatever circumstances. We want to encourage you. We want to bless you. We want to say you guys can do this.
Yeah.
I understand you're doing the best you can. It might not be the easiest. But it's worth it, you know? It's really worth it. When my son wakes up in the morning and he gives me a smile or something as stupid as that, it's all worth it.
Yeah.
So from Quintis and
It's
Amie.
not stupid.
No, it's not.
It's not stupid.
It's not. So from
It's tiring.
It's tiring. It's very tiring, but it's okay. So from Quintis and Amie, we really love you. Thank you for tuning into Daddy Tube. Thank you for helping us grow this community. Thank you for taking us further. We love you. Bye bye.
Bye.